హలో నమస్తే వెల్కమ్ టు నింగి నేల నాదే. సో మన స్వార్థం కోసం జీవులను హింసించకూడదు, అలాగే మన ఫ్యాషన్ కోసం ప్రకృతిని నాశనం చేయకూడదు. ఇదే తన మోటో. సో ఎవ్వరూ ఊహించిన విధంగా ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ క్లోత్స్ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు శృతి రావల్. సో హెమ్ అనే ఒక ప్లాంట్ స్టెమ్ నుంచి దారాలు తీసి దాన్ని ఒక ఫ్యాబ్రిక్గా తయారు చేసి ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ క్లోత్స్ని ఇప్పటి ట్రెండ్కి తగ్గట్టుగా ఫ్యాషనబుల్గా నచ్చిన డిజైన్లో డిజైన్ చేస్తూ ఒక స్టూడియోని అయితే పెట్టడం జరిగింది. అయితే ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ క్లోత్స్ తయారు చేయడం ఎలా సాధ్యమైంది, అవి ఎలా వర్కౌట్ చేశారు, దానికి సంబంధించి ఆమె ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఆమె మాటల్లోనే విందాం. మనతో పాటు శృతి రావల్ ఉన్నారు. లేట్ చేయకుండా మాట్లాడతాం. హాయ్ Shruti Rawal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah. So first of all, congratulations. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు వరకు ప్రతిదీ ప్లాస్టిక్తోనే మనం మమేకమైంది. ఈవెన్ ఫుడ్, మెటీరియల్స్, అవి చాలా స్టఫ్ అంటూ ఉంటుంది ప్లాస్టిక్తోనే. బట్ క్లాత్స్లో ప్లాస్టిక్ లేకుండా ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ మీరు తీసుకొచ్చారు. నిజంగా అది గొప్ప పాయింట్. ఎక్కడ మీరు కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు దీనికి సంబంధించి?
So, like you rightly mentioned, plastic is being banned in packaging. We're talking about banning single-use plastic and saying no to plastic. The most important reason for that is plastic is not biodegradable.
Yes.
Plastic landfill में collect होता है and उसका end life is just adding up to more space on our planet, which settles in the landfills. It does not decompose. And what do you do with all this waste that is getting collected on our planet? There are so many other problems that get created because of landfills. All this waste creates air pollution, soil pollution, and there is nothing that can be done with this. Similarly, polyester clothing is also plastic. It comes from plastic. Other than the fact that it is very rash on the skin, summers may you cannot wear polyester clothing. It itches you. It will give you an allergy. But besides that, it also, just like plastic, ends up in the landfills. And that was the reason, one of the many reasons why when I studied design, I knew that I wanted to do something differently or change what we were being told is good fashion under the name of fast fashion. So I wanted to make clothes which were not polluting our planet the way polyester clothing very conventionally that we've started to sort of become aware of today. So I wanted to change that. Another thing that we wanted to change with Ewoke was cotton is another very common fabric that is being used in our clothes and in our wardrobes today. Most clothes in our wardrobes
and also silkworm
and silk. Silk, cotton, polyester are the three most common fabrics that we wear today. Polyester, like I mentioned, ends up in the landfills just like plastic. Cotton, like we mentioned, to give you an example, it takes about 2,700 liters of water to make one cotton t-shirt. Now that is the kind of water that 100 people can drink for one day. So it's a lot of water that goes into growing the cotton crop, in making a cotton t-shirt, which is something that we don't get to know of as consumers.
Yes.
But as I read more and more about this was also one of the reasons that I wanted to change the materials with which our clothes are being made. Silk, like you mentioned, is of course made by killing silkworms. And that is definitely not the way forward for clothing. So we wanted to provide an alternate to all of these problems that are not being talked about in the fashion industry.
ఓకే, నిజంగా ఫ్యాషన్ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఒక రెవల్యూషన్ లాగా అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు. ఎందుకంటే ఈ రోజుల్లో మనం ప్లాస్టిక్ గురించి ఎంత మాట్లాడుకున్నా కూడా ఏదో ఒక రూపంలో మనం ప్లాస్టిక్ని వాడుతూనే ఉంటాం. వన్ ఆఫ్ ద పార్ట్ ప్లాస్టిక్ అనేది మన లైఫ్లో. సో వాట్ యూ ఫెల్ట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ క్లాతింగ్?
So like I mentioned, when I discovered that there were other materials that can be used to make just as fashionable clothes as we want to wear, that's when I realized there was dual benefit. There was a benefit from an environmental perspective. It was good for the planet. Like I mentioned, it uses much lesser water. We work with hemp clothing, for example. Hemp uses almost 1/3 the amount of water to grow as a crop as opposed to cotton clothing. So that was one direct water saving impact that our clothes can have on the planet. So we wanted to provide these alternates to cotton, alternates to polyester, alternates to silk. It's of course an ongoing process. We keep learning about better and better materials, what can be more eco-friendly than the processes that we're following today. But the entire journey for Ewoke has been to work on these materials and bring them to the people today and create awareness on this option that is available to
సో
us.
ఎప్పుడు ఈ అవేర్నెస్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలన్న థాట్ ఎప్పుడు వచ్చింది? ఎవరితోనైనా కలిసారా? సో ఏ విధంగా ముందుకెళ్తున్నా ఉన్నారు?
When I was studying, I studied fashion design from NIFT, and when I was doing my course in college, it was in my final project when I created a collection out of scrap waste. So I collected wastes from other designers in the city at that point of time, and I thought, okay, what can I do to bring this together and make a collection? And when I was doing that is when I started to read up about recycling. We talk about recycling, reuse, repurpose. So I studied more and more. Why should we recycle, right? And when I was doing that is when I found out that the fashion industry was the second largest polluting industry in the world.
Yes.
So it is only second to the coal industry. And when I found out that, that is when I knew that we wanted to do something differently. I wanted to do something differently. And how could I have done that was by working with these materials and bringing them to the people. And then Ewoke took birth. The whole idea of Ewoke came about. And even the name Ewoke came.
What's the meaning?
What is the meaning has always been a question, and very funnily and interestingly, how we came around with that was we put environmentally woke together as a word, and we made that Ewoke. So
it's a unique name actually.
Thank you. I think we took a lot of time to think about what truly represents what we do. So Ewoke as a house of conscious clothing is what we came up with, and we decided it has to be conscious living, it has to be conscious clothing which is a part of our wardrobes, and to bring this something different to Hyderabad, bring something different to the entire world from our efforts here.
సో ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్లాత్స్ ఉన్న ఏకైక బొటిక్ ఇది అనుకోవచ్చా నేను ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్?
We call ourselves a conscious clothing brand.
Okay.
We call ourselves a sustainable fashion brand, and we are working to provide clothes for 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. all uses for women.
Okay.
We go to work. Maybe somebody wants to go to a party. Maybe somebody wants to celebrate a birthday. All kinds of categories and occasions for dresses, coat sets.
So this is your motto?
To provide all solution from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. whatever kind of clothes that you need in your wardrobe,
Okay.
we will make and provide that alternate to you in our materials and in our fabrics. And we're also now introducing our festive collection, eco-friendly Diwali, eco-friendly Ganesh Chaturthi, something.
Yes.
Last 2-3 years after COVID, we're really becoming aware of our lifestyle, of our planet. We use clay Ganesha idols so that they decompose in the soil, right? Not using chemical paints on eco-friendly idols for Ganesha. So the concept was, why not even clothes which can be eco-friendly.
Okay.
So we're now introducing a festive collection which will also have some lehengas, some Indo-Western styles, which can again fit in with your wardrobe, be sustainable, be conscious, but also be trendy. And we work with some beautiful digital prints which are inspired by the flora and fauna, all our nature, plants, animals. Taking inspiration from this, we design these prints and we've showcased them in our festive collection.
సో మీ థాటే చాలా యూనిక్గా ఉంది. బట్ ఇలాంటి ఒకటి చేయాలంటే మీకంతా సపోర్ట్ ఉండాలి. సో ఎక్కడి నుంచి తీసుకొస్తారు ఈ ఫ్యాబ్రిక్ కానీ థ్రెడ్స్ కానీ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తాయి మీకు?
All our fabrics and materials come from different places. We work with vendors who are certified for their supply chain, who are able to provide a transparent supply chain, so we know exactly what material, what yarn, what fiber is being used in the fabric, and the same is also conveyed by us to the end user. If you see any of our clothes, they all come with a certified tag, where you can read the properties of the material, you can read why it is eco-friendly, and we want to create that kind of transparency between the end user and the fashion industry in general. So all our vendors come from different places. We work with a fabric called Bemberg, which is a certified Japanese patented fiber. We work with Austrian materials. We work with hemp. So hemp comes from cannabis plant, and cannabis is not legal in all states of our country to grow as a crop. It is only legal in Uttarakhand and Rajasthan. So that comes from Uttarakhand, and then the fabric is procured, and then we work with our prints, we work with our embroideries, we design the silhouettes and do the manufacturing in-house.
Hemp plant called.
Yes.
So నార్మల్గా పాలిస్టర్, సిల్క్ వామ్ ఆర్ కాటన్తో తయారు చేసే ఏ క్లాత్కి కూడా తీసిపోని విధంగా యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఇప్పుడున్న యూత్కి తగ్గట్టు, ఇప్పుడున్న ట్రెండ్కి తగ్గట్టుగా డిజైన్స్ చాలా చక్కగా చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. సో డిజైన్ మేకింగ్ కానీ అదంతా ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది? యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ?
All our design team is based out of our studio in Jubilee Hills. This is where the entire design team works out of. Like I said, we like to take a lot of inspiration from natural elements around us, from our flowers, animals, birds, everything related to nature. That's what we want to go back to. And the design team would sit with mood boards for every new collection. We'll ideate on what is the collection that we want to bring, what are the colors we want to work with for this season, and then the design team would create prints, embroideries, introduce the colors, and then we come up with 3 collections every year, for spring, summer, for festive, and 1 collection for holiday resort collection for Christmas and New Year's. So we come up with 3 collections. We're also working on introducing menswear shirts, so that even for men we're able to provide styles which are sustainable, which are eco-friendly, and all of the designing is done out of our studio here in Hyderabad.
సో ఈ క్లాత్స్ మనం ఆల్ సీజన్, ఏ సీజన్లో ఉన్న వేసుకోవచ్చా?
Yes, absolutely. For Hyderabad, we have a great pleasant weather almost throughout the year. So for weather in all of south of India, all of these fabrics are great all year round. In fact, hemp also helps you control your body temperature. So in summer heat it will keep you cool. In colder temperature it will actually keep you warmer. But of course these are not yet materials which can be worn in extreme cold city, cold temperature, winter, it is not suitable right now. But any humid place, hot and monsoon climate, all of these fabrics work very well all year round.
ఓకే, సో హెంప్ అనే ప్లాంట్ నుంచి మీరు థ్రెడ్ తీసుకుని దాన్ని ఫ్యాబ్రిక్ మేడ్ చేసి ఇంత చక్కని డిజైన్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. దాని వెనుక ఎంత స్ట్రగుల్ ఉంటుంది? కెన్ యూ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్?
So the challenges are the struggle, you know, like we think of, or the challenges that we like to sort of see are all of these materials are very, very new. So
Yeah.
printing technique, what will the printing technique be? How do we dye these fabrics? How do we what kind of designs can be made with these fabrics? Like you asked, what weather, what is the wash care, what is you know, the kind of festive collection, or can it be worn for weddings, or you
Bridal
know, what is
collection.
bridal? So what fabrics can be used for what end use by a customer, and how do they need to be treated, or how do they need to be washed? What is, how do you iron them, wash them? These are all questions that we need to find answers to as we introduce a new material. This is, so cotton we've been using for last so many years, polyester clothing we've been using, but these are slightly newer materials. So we at the brand level need to first make sure we have all these answers that we can communicate to the consumer.
Yes.
Because they depend on us for these answers. They want us to tell them how they can style these clothes, how to wear these clothes, how to maintain these clothes also, which is a very important part of sustainability. You know, how can we wash care ends up using a lot of water and chemicals if we have to dry clean the clothes, or
Yes.
these days a lot of detergents are chemical based. So to find better solutions to that also, we have to have those answers which we can help a consumer with. So the complete life cycle of a product, of a garment, of a fabric, we want to first understand at our level, then bring it to a consumer so that they are confident and they are comfortable
Okay.
when they wear these clothes. Because if they're not comfortable, you know, wearing them in public, then it can become a really big challenge. They can wear it once, they can wear it twice, but they can't wear it forever.
Yes.
We want our clothes to be something that just stay in their wardrobes as classic, timeless designs.
Okay.
And rewear and reuse these clothes.
సో నార్మల్గా ఏదైనా కాటన్ తీసుకున్నా, పాలిస్టర్ తీసుకున్నా, సిల్క్ వర్మ్ది తీసుకున్నా, కలర్ చేంజ్ అనేది చాలా ఉంటుంది ఆఫ్టర్ 2-3 వాషెస్ తర్వాత. సో ఎలా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి? సో ఇవి ఎలా లైఫ్ టైంలో ఎన్నిసార్లు వేసుకోవచ్చు?
So all the materials that we work with, there is no color loss, like you mentioned. Color retains, there is no fading, there is no color loss of the garment at any stage.
Okay.
And we have every product will come with a wash care note.
Okay.
If you follow that process for that garment, there will not be any degradation of color in the journey of the garment.
ఓకే. ఏదైనా ఒక కస్టమర్ ఒక డ్రెస్ తీసుకునేటప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ చూసేది షింక్ అవుతుందా, లేకపోతే కలర్ పోతుందా, సో దీన్ని ఎలా వాష్ చేయాలి, ఇది పెద్ద టాస్క్ అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు, ఎందుకంటే కాస్ట్ కొనుక్కుంటూ ఉంటారు కదా. రైట్, దాని పక్కన పెడితే కమ్ టు యూ. సో వేర్ ఆర్ యూ ఫ్రమ్? హైదరాబాద్ ఎప్పుడు వచ్చారు, ఎలా సెటిల్ అయ్యారు, దాని గురించి.
So I'm a Punjabi. We're from Chandigarh, and we lived in Gurgaon. Now it's been 15 years since we moved to Hyderabad.
Okay.
I did half of my schooling here. I went to college here. So now complete Hyderabadi. But of course, my family is up north. All of our family is up
మీకు
north.
ఆ నార్త్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ వల్ల కూడా మీకు కొంచెం ఈ ఫ్యాబ్రిక్ తెచ్చుకోవడానికి లైక్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ కానీ అలా చాలా ఈజీ అయింది అనుకోవచ్చా?
Absolutely, very
Okay.
easy. Like, I think Hyderabad has been so much fun. It's been such a beautiful city to just have been in. So much love, so much respect. In fact, so much awareness also for sustainability and for conscious living, mindful living. We're seeing so many vegan cafes come up. We're seeing vegan food alternates. So I think it has been absolutely wonderful. Even when we work with movies, if we do movie projects, costumes. Absolutely, I think at every journey, even of the brand, we have never seen any buddy not be welcoming to what we do, or it's the thought of the brand that has really helped us see in the growth that we have seen.
Okay.
And communication or culture or nothing has ever been a
సో
challenge.
ఈ ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ ఫ్యాబ్రిక్స్కి సంబంధించి లైక్ కస్టమర్స్ నుంచి ఎటువంటి ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ వస్తుంది?
I think customers, in fact, I think I'm happy and proud to say most of our customers are repeat customers.
Okay.
Once they experience the fabrics or the fits that we work with, we've always seen them come back. They've come back with their friends and more family.
Okay.
And helped us give a referral. Until now, we'd never spent on digital media marketing, or we'd never spent on marketing budgets at all. It was always through word of mouth and friends and referrals.
Mouth talk.
Mouth talk.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we're hosted ourselves in a great location. It's easy for people all the way from Secunderabad. We have clients to Abbots to now Financial District. So we're able to host ourselves in the middle of the city. People come to us, people help us with referrals, and we always see a return customer.
Okay.
And we're able to customize clothes for them, which I think solves a huge challenge today for people of all age groups and all body types.
Right.
Plus size, petite clothing, anything, and we custom make to their size. They give us their measurements, we take the body measurements, we make a dress to their liking. They're able to give their design inputs and customize some things. It involves them in a journey of the design process, and it's been great. So customer feedback or customer response, and we're always also open to any feedback that they might have for us.
Okay.
But I think it's been a great journey.
ఓకే, కమింగ్ టు యువర్ రీసెర్చ్, మీరు ఒక ఇంటర్నేషనల్ సమిట్లో ఒక రీసెర్చ్ పేపర్ని కూడా సబ్మిట్ చేశారని విన్నాం. సో దాని గురించి ఒకసారి.
So my research paper was actually to understand and see what were the ways in which so fashion industry from Europe is very well respected. We look up to European fashion, we look up to European designers.
Yes, yes.
But that kind of spotlight has still not been given to brands made in India, even though these European brands might actually be working with Indian craftsmen and karigars, weavers. The talent might still be Indian, but the brands which we always look up to are European. And the question was to understand why is that the case. Handlooms have such a rich history in India. They form such an integral part of the textiles of Indian culture, but we were not associating that value of luxury with Indian brands or Indian apparel. So the research was done to understand how can we uplift and enable our weavers, our craftsmen, to actually be at the same level, at an international platform. How can we uplift those? So it was a very interesting research paper. It received a great feedback. It was published in the International Conference Journal at Delhi in 2018. So I think if we're able to implement those gaps in how we present Indian brands and how we associate the real value with these artisans, we can really see a huge shift in how India is perceived in a global fashion market.
ఓకే, సో రాబోయే రోజుల్లో కమింగ్ డేస్ మన ఫ్యాషన్ అనేది ఏ విధంగా ముందుకు వెళ్ళబోతుంది అంటారు?
So sustainability and a sustainable lifestyle has seen a lot of awareness and has actually been started to become a lot of been a part of wardrobes for the West especially. It's still picking up in India, but in the West it has already seen a huge growth and acceptance. So we've seen a very positive feedback from our clients in the West as well. We ship internationally with the brand. Hemp clothing is greatly loved by consumers all across. We see a lot of NRIs coming to Hyderabad who would shop from us, go back and spread the word. So we're currently focusing majorly at the market in India, because there's a huge scope to grow. It's a very upcoming space in India, but we are also consistent in our efforts to reach out to an international market. We sell internationally through a direct website, through social media, and they definitely have a lot more awareness for these materials, and they understand why there's a slight bit of a premium pricing for sustainable clothes as compared to polyester based or cotton based clothing.
ఓకే, సో మీరు కాన్షియస్ క్లోతింగ్ మీద చాలా దీనిగా ఉన్నారు. సో ఫుడ్ మీద ఎంత కాన్షియస్గా ఉంటారు, మరి ఎటువంటి ఫుడ్ తీసుకుంటారు దాని గురించి?
So I actually quit eating non-vegetarian food when I started Ewoke, because of course animal cruelty was on one side of things,
Yes.
but it was also very surprising for me to find out animals contribute a lot to global warming. They release methane gases, which contributes to global warming, which definitely directly climate change and global warming are directly affected by the poultry and animal farming that is done to provide for the meat consumption by human beings in general. So that was a very conscious choice that I made back then to quit eating non-vegetarian food, so that was my personal bit of curbing climate change and reducing global warming.
సో అందుకే మీరు అంత ఫిట్గా హెల్దీగా అంత ఓకే. అండ్ ఫైనల్లీ, సో మీ ఫ్యాబ్రిక్స్ గురించి, ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ ఫ్యాబ్రిక్స్ థాటే చాలా డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంది అండ్ స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి చెప్తున్నా. సో ఇంకా అవేర్నెస్ కలగాలంటే ఈవెన్ కస్టమర్స్ కానీ ఇంకా చాలా మందికి తెలియాలి అంటే ఎటువంటి అవేర్నెస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ చేస్తే బాగుంటుంది అంటే?
Absolutely. So we have hosted through last year. We've hosted Greener Hyderabad sessions, where we have invited business owners or pioneers who have lived or sort of transformed their lifestyles into a more conscious lifestyle. So we've hosted them in our studio to come share their thoughts, share their experiences and journey with people in just making one change every day, right? Little bit change. It can have to do with your clothes, it can have to do with your just carpooling to work, or if you're going out with friends, just carpool, take a local transport, take the metro. Everybody does not have to come in their own vehicles every time. So to share such experiences by these speakers who may be business owners in a sustainability space, or people who've started to live a more conscious lifestyle, to share with us how we can compost home waste at our own homes. Now the urban lifestyle may challenge, there's a challenge in urban lifestyles. The houses might be smaller. How can we still practice or an alternate lifestyle? How can we stop depending on plastics? How can we find little small alternates to change our lifestyle slowly, segregate waste at home at an individual level. So we've hosted these series through last year. We're continuing to do that this year. We have a session on Sunday where we're inviting another guest speaker to help us create awareness in the city or living a slightly more greener lifestyle. So it's a very conscious and a constant effort for us to build a community which is living mindfully in their own little ways. It can have.
So Shruti, one more question to you. Even ఏదైనా క్లాత్ చూడడానికి చాలా ఫైన్గా అనిపిస్తున్నాయి డిజైన్స్ అన్ని. ఈవెన్ మిడిల్ క్లాస్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఎఫోర్డ్ దిస్ క్లాత్స్.
So right now our starting price point is at 2,500, and we are constantly trying to work on how we can introduce a wider range of products which are under 2,000 to 3,000, which can be widely accessible by everybody across categories, across price points. So it's a conscious effort to our menswear range that I mentioned we are launching is starting at 2,900. Women's wear is starting at 2,500, and we aim to provide a more diverse product range at that price point, which can be accessible for everybody and anybody through the next 1 year. That is where our focus lies. Alongside, of course, like you mentioned, more designer pieces. But it is the materials which are expensive today, which is why we have a minimum price point which is different from polyester based or cotton based clothing, because those materials come in a lot of different qualities and at a lot of different price points. For us, those price points are higher because the materials are unique.
Yes.
They're different, they're difficult to procure and work with, so that price point is because of which the starting price point is at a 2,000 to a 3,000 bracket right now.
ఎస్, విష్ యూ ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ శృతి రావల్. చాలా అంటే చాలా యూనిక్ ప్రోడక్ట్ని తీసుకుని మీరు పీపుల్లోకి వెళ్తూ ఉన్నారు. మీరు ఏదైతే ఎయిమ్ పెట్టుకున్నారో 1 yearలో అది రీచ్ అవ్వాలి. సో ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ క్లోత్స్ గురించి మరింత అవేర్నెస్ పీపుల్స్ అందరికీ కూడా రావాలని. అండ్ వన్స్ అగైన్ విష్ యూ ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
రైట్, చూసారు కదా శృతి రావల్ మాటల్లో ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ క్లోత్స్ గురించి. అసలు ఆమె ఈ ఫ్యాషన్ ప్రపంచంలోకి ఎలా వచ్చింది, తనకి ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ ఏంటి, చాలా విషయాలు తెలుసుకున్నారు కదా. నిజంగా మీకు కూడా ఎకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ క్లోత్స్ వేసుకోవాలి, ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతాయి అనే డౌట్ ఏం అక్కర్లేదు. శృతి రావల్ స్టూడియోకి వచ్చేయచ్చు, ఈ క్లాత్స్ని అందరూ కూడా ఎఫర్ట్ చేయొచ్చు అంటూ కూడా చెప్తూ ఉన్నారు. నిజంగా ఇవి మన స్కిన్ మీద సాఫ్ట్గా ఉంటాయి. పొద్దున్న నుంచి సాయంత్రం వరకు మనం వేసుకున్న మనం ఎటువంటి డిస్టర్బ్ కూడా అవసరం లేదు. చాలా బాగుంది. అండ్ ఇవాళ మన స్పెషల్ ఎపిసోడ్లో నిజంగా ఈ ఎపిసోడ్ చాలా మందికి యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతుందని అనుకుంటున్నాను. అండ్ ఇది వాళ్ళ మన నింగి నేల నాదే కార్యక్రమం. మరొక ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ టాపిక్తో ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ గెస్ట్తో మళ్ళీ కలుద్దాం. చూస్తూనే ఉండండి వనిత టీవీ.